Good morning, folks. It's Alfredo Tigolo. The date is May 15th, 2040. I'm going to make a trip to the library first. I'm going to get my original book that I'm going to barter for another book. It's called Customer.com. So let me go grab it. Morning. So we're going to go to the storage facility where some of my we're going to go to the storage facility and pick up this great book called Customer.com, because 20 years in the future, the customers are still existing. So I'm gonna trade in for a little bit of an R&R story. So let me grab my keys from my waist. Oh my gosh, I can't get to the waist. I can't get on my waist. Okay, this is not. This is supposed to be easy. My keys just got stuck. It's okay, guys. So we're going to the home base here. We're still using lock keys because digital locks ran out of power. So we are inside the facility. Um, we have to be a little quiet because the pets are sleeping, all 1,000 cats. Because the cats needed some storage facilities. The master cat is checking on me. So we're going to look for the storage book. Oh, Lord. Did I misplace the... Okay. Looks like the Customer.com book has been incognitoed. We're going to actually do the Project Phoenix instead. So I'm going to barter the Project Phoenix book for another book. So here we go. I'm going back outside, parking the outside, and fresh air, folks. We got sun. Woo-ha! All right. All right. We got to get it super fast here. So we're gonna the library. The library is maybe 20 clicks from here. So we're gonna actually walk. We're gonna walk 20 clicks from the library location. Here we go. And while we're walking, we can actually sing the theme song that the company that I work for. And it goes like this. It's a walking theme song. Oh, I come from a warehouse, from a faraway place where packages and jippies roam, where it's hot and immense, and the fields, in the hot and immense, and the heat is intense. There's a bunch of pallets, but hey, it's home. When the lanes from the east and the lanes from the west, when a group of vehicles pick up packages right, hello, hello, come on down, stop on by, pick them out and then fly to another Amazonian night. Woo! We gotta know the nights like Amazonian days. We pick packages, we push packages hard, 7 sideways in Mars, 24 hours a day. Amazonian night, like Amazonian moon. A fool off his guard, let a package fall hard, because safety ensues. So, it's 20 clicks out, so I'm gonna have to count the clicks every so often, because the library is far away. Now, normally, normally we take a car there, but because it's the year 2040, gasoline prices have skyrocketed to maybe $100 a gallon, and because resources are scarce now, 20 years from now. So the book, by the way, it's called Project Phoenix. We're gonna barter this book after 20 clicks out to the library. And what the Project Phoenix, by the way, is described here in the back. I'm gonna read it to you while I'm walking to the first click right now. And in the big bold letters, what Project Phoenix is about. This is the IT Swamp Draining Manual for anyone who is neck deep in alligators, by Adrian Cockcroft, cloud architect at Netflix. So apparently, Project Phoenix Very interesting book. We're gonna trade it in for whatever books available in the library. That's 20 clicks out. Anyhow, so if we sang the first song of the Amazonian Nights, we can actually sing some praise songs that I know, or at least I memorized. And one of them is this: "Oh Lord, I ask and you will receive whatever you need. Oh Lord, lift up your eyes. The harvest is near. The kingdom is here," he said. "Ask and I'll heal the nations for you. Oh Lord, that's the pride of the heart." Hey doggies, we still have pets. "Distant shores as the islands will see your light as it rises on us," he said. We still have neighbors with their pets. Morning. Hello. And so the pets have been, even though some haven't survived, some actually are thriving. So that's why we have 1,000 cats at our place. Uh, and so that song again. He said, "Ask and you will receive." I'm trying to receive a library book for Friday Phoenix. "Whatever you need," he said. "Lift up your eyes. The harvest is here. The kingdom is near," he said. "Ask and I'll heal the nations for you. Oh Lord, that's the pride of my heart. Distant shores and the islands will see your light as it rises on us," he said. I'm going to turn the camera around, folks. This is what happens when you're paying $100 a gallon now. Where's the camera flipping thing? When you pay $100 a gallon, you get a bunch of cars in the street not being driven. That's what happens when you go 20 years in the future and resources are scarce, so vehicles aren't moving as fast as you want them to. Some people can't afford $100 a gallon because they're in the industry that makes a lot of money. So, any other songs that we can sing? I think this is the we're 5 clicks out now to the library. Yeah, that's how far the library is right now, folks. It's about 20 clicks from my home base, and I have to actually walk back because I can't read it there. Or we can ask to say, "Hey, can we use the patio area to read the book?" So we'll see. So we're 5 clicks out. Just 50 more clicks until we make it to the library. Sing another song. Oh, I know. A good song would be "Friend of God." Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is what it looks like 20 years in the future because live streaming now has the ability to look into the future, baby. This is me, 20 years, no gas, still working. I can read. Anyhow, so here's another song. It's called "Friend of God." "Who am I that you are mindful of me, that you hear me when I call? Is it true that you are thinking of me? Huh. That you hear me? It's amazing. I'm a friend of God. I'm a friend of God. I'm a friend of God who calls me friend." All right. So, reason why I'm singing is because when you're walking 20 clicks out, there's no one else to talk to. So you just talk to yourself, or you know what? I just remembered I drank a lot of water, and I have to take one of those break thingies that you call relieve myself. So I'm gonna turn the camera away or something, and here we go. I'm gonna stop here, find a bush. Uh, there's no bushes in the street. Let's just find this corner. We'll make it PG, guys. We'll make it PG. Don't worry. Here we go. Okay, I got some privacy here, folks. Hello. Good. I'm just filming the corner. I'm filming my corner. Is that pest control? Oh, that's a cool company name. It says Amen Pest Control. No, no. Just you too. Drive safe. So in the future, 20 years from now, pests are still apparent, and the pest control companies are thriving because pests still exist. All right, so after I think this is the 8th click break, I believe. We can continue to 12 clicks to the library. Here we go. My glasses are fogged up. We're gonna have to cross the street to get to the remaining 12 clicks. And think of any other songs I can think of. Um, let's see. There's the always classic basic. Hello. There's the simple one, which is called "Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream." So, folks tuning in, we are streaming from 20 years out in the future because live streaming now has that capability to for us foresee our future, and this is 20 years now. Right now, I'm walking 20 clicks out to get to the library to exchange this book, which is called Project Phoenix. And I'm going to read another part of the Project Phoenix here. This is the book, gripping read that captures brilliantly the dilemmas that face companies which depend on IT and offers real world solutions. As Deeming reminds us, it is not necessary to change. Survival is not mandatory. The Phoenix Project will have profound effect on IT, just as the goal did for manufacturing. From Jez Hembo, co-author of Continuous Delivery Principles at ThoughtWorks Studios. Hello. So this is what Project Phoenix is about, folks. And I'm just walking to the library to exchange it for a more entertaining book instead of this really cool in-depth look on how IT treats companies and stuff. Any case, here we go. How many clicks out are we? Operator, how many clicks out are we? Do we know? Operator? I lost a signal to the operator. 20 clicks out, operator. You read? How much more distance do I need? The operator's losing signal, folks. She has a slight bug in her system, and we're gonna have to guess the click. We gotta guess the clicks out. So let's see. If I only go 2 clicks an hour, it's still only been less than an hour. Wait a minute. I would probably walk really fast. Hey, doggies. So let me check the click. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. Okay, so 2 clicks an hour. I only walked 2 clicks. Well, I guess we'll fast forward this. So let's say we're at the we're at the 15 click mark. We're at the 15 click mark, folks. We're almost to the library. This is what happens when gas prices are $100 a gallon. We gotta walk to the stuff where we need to get to. Motorcycles are prevalent. I mean, they're cheaper on the. They get more mileage a gallon, so we see more motorcycles guys on the road. Like for example, this guy. So he has a motorcycle right there. So there goes the motorcycle driver. We got a new neighbor here. Hello? Hello? We're almost 20 clicks out. We're 15 clicks. There's 5 more clicks more. And then we'll be able to get to the library. Woohoo! Oh, speaking of library, one of my favorite songs I used to sing with my kids. When I say used to sing, it's because they've grown up and and located their own home base. I think that's what they call homes now. They're called home base because we have to be in and out of facilities fast, and we just return them to home base. So my kids are happily have their own home bases, and I used to sing this song to them. Um, uh, this song is dedicated to the kids, to my children, my son and daughter. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the child that has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, I've got everything. They've got gadgets and gizmos and plenty. They got hootses and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? They got 20, but they don't care. They no big deal. They want more. I wanna be where my children are. I wanna see them dancing, walking around on those things we walk on. Oh, streets. Flipping your kicks. You don't get too far. Legs are required for clicking, dancing, strolling around on those. What's that word again? Feet. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of this stream. What would I live if I can live out of these home bases? Where could I stay to spend a day warm on the sand? Bet you on land, they understand. We don't reprimand our children, bright young children, sick of singing, ready to stand, and ready to know what the people know. Asking my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and what's that word? What's that word? Oh, burn. When is it my turn? When I love to explore that shore up above, out on the streets. Wish I could be part of your stream. Whew. Guys, I think after all that singing, it made me walk faster, and we're actually close to the library. We're almost 20 clicks out. So we're gonna exchange this book. We're gonna exchange this book, Project Phoenix, to see what other book we can look into reading, and see if we can spend at least one chapter of that book. There we go, folks. One chapter, and then we have to walk back. We'll have to walk back. That kind of sucks. Hello. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. We're uh we're close to the docking station of the library. We gotta just enter our ID code so that they can let us in. It's still, I think they still have power. All right. Here's the library docking station. All right. 699-699. Oh Lord. All this way and we can't get in. Thank goodness for my hacking skills. We got a hack away hidden in here. In other words, we just got to borrow the keys that the landlord gave us to the library. We're in. Is it that easy? 699-699, the wrong code. I don't know why that didn't work. All right, folks, we're in the library. Hello, patrons. Fine. Okay. All right, we're gonna go exchange this library book, or this book that I have, for another book, and we're just gonna read the first chapter. Yes, we are. So this is Project Phoenix. This probably will be helpful for people who deal with technology a lot, because it's just a bunch of technology duct taped together to make stuff work. And then we're gonna exchange this. We're gonna exchange this book, Project Phoenix, with a more entertaining book that I think is entertaining. And here we go. Well, these are they have the library with scares on books, and we're gonna actually exchange the book called A Tale of Two Cities for Project Phoenix. Okay. We're gonna spend a chapter here, and we'll walk back to read the rest at home. So we're gonna find a spot in the library and just read the first chapter. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Ugh. All right. Set the stand up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm sideways. Opening the first chapter of The Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Very classic book. Take the glasses off here. Chapter 1, it says the mysterious message. 20 pages. And we're going to skip the about author and we'll get into the book. The mystery message. It was the year 1775, and both France and England were on the brink of revolution. King George III of England was too busy handling his country's problems with the American colonies to worry about his own people's poverty. King Louis, the 26th of France, and the noblemen of his court were more concerned with their own pleasures and wealth to worry about the poor, hungry lower class, and who began to make plans to overthrow their rulers. What? Does that sound familiar, guys? So it was London and Paris, and the capitals of two countries were uneasy as their revolution drew near. So, the revolution! All right, so it's the end, at the end of the world, I guess. There was much crime in England during this period. It was not surprising that the passengers in the mail coach traveling out of London one Friday late night in November feared for their safety when the sound of a galloping horse came from behind the coach. The guard cocked his pistol, stopped, or I shall fire, he shouted. The rider slowed down and stopped. I must speak to one of the passengers heading for Dover. He called out, Mr. Jarvis Lorry. The guard turned to the passengers. Which one of you is Mr. Lorry? He asked. Here I am, replied a trembling gentleman of about 60. Who wants me? It's Jerry Croucher, answered the rider. I have a message from Tellson's. Again, we're reading A Tale of Two Cities. Very, very well, Mr. Lorry told the guard. I know this message. I will work for Tellson's Bank in London. So does he. Mr. Lorry took the paper and ride handled into the coach and unfolded it and read it too. Okay, I gotta turn to the next page. Yes, we still have books. Himself. Wait at Dover for Mademoiselle. Then he turned to the rider. Jerry, you wait at Dover for Mademoiselle. All right, Mademoiselle. I think I pronounced it. Okay. Then it turned to the rider. Jerry, you can say that my answer is recalled to life. That's a mighty strange answer, muttered the messenger as he climbed back into his horse. Mr. Lorry, meanwhile, began to doze, as did other passengers. But his sleep was not a restful one, for his dreams were filled with scenes of the digging a man out of a grave. Over and over, Jarvis Lorry asked the ghost, "How long have you been buried?" "Almost 18 years," was the ghost's repeated reply. "What? Did you know that you are being recalled to life?" They tell me so. When these conversations became loud enough to awaken the other passengers, they nudged Mr. Lorry awake. It was during one of these waking moments, in the black light of night, that Mr. Lorry saw the other two passengers. You want me to allow it? Sorry. I bothered one of the patrons, so we got to move to a more exclusive part. Leave the coach and walk off to the road by mid-morning. The mail coach arrived in the Dover, and the departing point of the for the books crossing the England Channel to Calais, France, and Mr. Lorry arranged for a room at Royal George in Dover. Since the boat would not be leaving until the following afternoon, then he told the innkeeper, "Please prepare another room for a young lady who she will ask for Mr. Lorry of Tellson's Bank." "You gentlemen tell us to do quiet," uh, commented innkeeper. "Yes, we have offices in both England and France," explained Mr. Lloyd, "but I have not done any traveling in 15 years." It was that evening, as Jarvis was finished his dinner, that a waiter informed him a Miss Mantell had arrived, leaving the dessert dessert unfinished. Mr. Lorry hurried upstairs, entering Lucy's Mantell's sitting room, and saw a young lady of no more than 17. She was a short, slim, pretty girl with long golden hair and deep-set blue eyes, and met Mr. Lorry's with a questioning look that made him recall a child whom he had held in his arms during a passage across the English Channel from France to England 15 years before. He knew that she had been that child, but Lucy Mantle, of the course, did not recognize him. "I'm pleased to meet you, Miss Matthew." Right. "I'm pleased to meet you, Miss Manuel." And Mr. Lorry making a formal bow. The young lady motioned Mr. Lorry to a chair and got right down to business. I received a letter yesterday from Tellson's Bank, sir, informing me about a discovery regarding some property of my poor father, who has been dead for so long. The property, I believe, is in France." Her voice trailed off, and she wiped away her tear and struggled to continue. The letter said it had to go. It said I was to go to Paris to meet with a gentleman the bank sending there. "That gentleman is myself." Since the gentleman had already left London, a message was sent after him to ask him to please wait for me in Dover. The bank also told me that the gentleman would give me all the details of the property, some of which would be rather surprising. Naturally, I am eager to know what they are. "Naturally," agreed Mr. Lorry, as he adjusted his wig nervously. Finally, he looked directly at the young lady and began his story. "I will tell you the first about of our bank's customers." So it's a story about the first bank's customers. "A French gentleman of great talents, a scientist, a doctor, who I've the pleasure of serving at Tellson's Bank in Paris at the time of his marriage to an English lady about 20 years ago." "Then, sir, what are you telling me is my own father's story?" She stopped, her forehead wrinkled in bewilderment. Then a faint smile crossed her face as she went on. It is story. It is a story that you know because it was you who brought me to England when my mother died, at just 2 years after my father's death." Mr. Lorry took Lucy's hand and brought it gently to his lips. "Yes, child, it was I," said the father. He said, "I had a close business relationship with your father, and although I was usually kept all personal feelings out of my business." Mr. Lorry nervously adjusted his wig, sighed, and returned to his story. "Yes, this is your father's story. Now here is the difference. If he had not died when he did, but would rather disappeared silently and suddenly, sent away to a terrible place by a powerful enemy, who could sign some papers imprisoning him for as long as the enemy wished. Lucy gasped and grabbed Mr. Lorry's arm. If the gentleman's wife had begged the king for more news of him, he'd never received a reply. And furthermore, if the wife had suffered so much from his disappearance before the birth of his daughter. Yes, yes. What then? Begged Lucy. If the mother's suffering was so great that she decided to raise the child to believe that the father was dead. Lucy Mantle jumped up from the chair and threw herself on the floor at Mr. Lorry's feet. I beg you, sir, tell me everything, she cried, gripping his wrist. Please control yourself, Miss Manatee. And gently lifting her from the floor, Mr. Lorry went on. Although your mother never stopped searching for your father, she died broken-hearted when you were only 2 years old. Your parents had no great wealth, and we have found no new money or property. But what? Gasped Leslie, tightening her grip on his wrist. Mr. Lorry took a deep breath. Your father has been found. Alexander Manatee is alive, but he has changed so much that no one would recognize him. He has been freed from the French prison and taken to the house of faithful servants in Paris, where we are going there tomorrow. I to identify him if I can, you to comfort him and restore him to health. The young woman trembled violently. I will see this ghost, not him, she whispered as if in a trance. The ghost has never haunted me. To see him now, never having seen him before and knowing he is my father, a broken man. There's one more thing you should know, interrupted Mr. Lorry. He was found under another name. Do not ask any questions about that, for it could be very dangerous in France. The people who put your father in prison still rule the country, and even I, an Englishman and representative of an important bank, do not dare speak of carrying papers referring to it. I simply use the code recalled to life to refer to Alexander Manatee's release from prison. Lucy Manatee did not answer. She's sitting perfectly still and silent, her eyes frozen wide open. She had fainted. Afraid to move, for Lucy's hand was still gripping his, Jarvis shouted for help. A wild-looking woman with red hair rushed in from an adjoining room, grabbing Mr. Lorry's jacket and with a brawny hand. She lifted him from his chair and sent him flying across the room. Just then, the inn servants appeared, also in response to the call for help, and the woman sent him scurrying for the cold and water and smelling salts. After carrying Lucy to a sofa and stroking her head tenderly, the woman turned to Jarvis. You could have. Why couldn't you tell her what you had to do with frightening her to death? He shouted. This, then, was Miss Pross, Pross, who had taken care of Lucy since childhood and was traveling with her from London to Paris. Jarvis could not help feeling ashamed, and after seeing Lucy regain consciousness, he hurriedly left the room. And that's chapter 1, folks. Thank you. All right, now that we've read chapter 1, we're actually going to trek back 20 clicks back to the home base. We're taking this book back, folks, and then we're going to get going. Back to the home base. So, Tale of Two Cities, the first chapter is basically, from my understanding, a story about the father and why he was imprisoned, and the daughter that was raised by, I guess, these two other people. They were poor, but because of the powers that be, had the power to put him in prison and do what he needed to do, he was put away, but never killed. So, here we go. Wait, I'm getting a call from the operator. Operator, did you need me to read that? Copy. I had a call from the operator. I can't read the text that was sent to me, but we have made it back 20 clicks to the apartment, to home base, and we're gonna get settled in. Folks, thank you for watching on 20 years into the future, because we're live streaming can actually peer into the future. Yes?
I'm new to the neighborhood, but I know like what's going on. They're not really checking cars, but it says no parking for everything.
The police department are not ticketing because I guess no one's working. If you want to verify that, you have the Hawthorne police number.
I could check.
Yeah, just verify that.
Okay.
Okay. You here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told that the I'm gonna sign off. Thank you, folks, for watching. I guess I revealed my location.